In this video, I want to tell you why I stopped being a private one-on-one drum teacher and how I then moved to being a music school owner that I grew to 2,000 students a week with a large team helping me. Now, there's three main stories that came about that led me down this path, and you may even resonate with some of them. First one is I was making a living sort of playing gigs and teaching the drums, which was really cool. What an awesome thing to be able to do, right? And you might be doing that now. It may not be drums, it may be guitar or piano or something else, but it's a lot of work, and you're working late hours, you're losing all your evenings. And I was playing one night, and I was in this bar, and it was about 2 a.m. And I was playing with my band, but another band that was playing a few doors up at a different bar was on a break, and they came to watch our band in their break, which was a common thing to do, and that's cool. So it's like, nice to see you guys. But then I'm looking at this guy who is the bass player, and his name was Martin, and he's passed on now, so I can use his name. But he was someone that was already doing like what I was doing, out teaching in schools, teaching one-on-one lessons, performing in bars. But he was old enough to be my dad, and so I was probably like 23, 24, playing in this bar at 2 o'clock in the morning. And there's this guy over there watching my band who's doing the exact same thing as me. And I just realized if I don't change my life, that's going to be me. I'm going to be doing this until I'm, as old as my dad. And I realized, man, I got to change something. I don't want to be doing this forever. It's great now. I love it. Got the energy in my 20s. It's fun, but there's got to be something better. And so that was the first big thing that kind of gave me a real kick in the pants, where a lot of people will talk about, say Martin, he might have thought, I've got, 30 years experience. And it's like, yeah, well, you do have 30 years of experience doing this. But actually, you've kind of got, 1 year's experience 30 times over, doing the same stuff year after year, teaching the same sort of students, playing the same sorts of gigs. Yes, you still get better, but it's not like 30 years of, massive development and change and excitement and new experiences. So that was a real big turning point for me. Second thing was that I'd had a music teacher that totally changed my life. I went from kind of being a failed high school student, like lots of us musicians are, and then music turned my life around and became someone that was kind of doing well in life and really working hard and focused. And so I was helping the students that I was teaching achieve great things, and teaching them not just about music, but about being a great human and leadership and things like that. And so I wanted to reach more people. So that was the second thing that was really important to me. Third thing is I was at a supermarket and a men's clothing store, and I got served by ex-students in my class. One guy's name was Hayden. He was a phenomenal saxophone player, had a jazz performance degree, and here he was working at the supermarket and serving me, and quite embarrassed about it. Another guy served me at a male clothing store, and they were also embarrassed to be serving me because they had these degrees, they were great musicians, yet they were working these kind of lame jobs outside of their industry. And I realized, man, this sucks. These people should be doing something with their music, but they just can't make enough money. Someone needs to give them a job doing this. And so this is where things turn for me. All these different stories, and thinking about, well, I would like to earn a little bit more money, because at the moment, if I don't teach or if I don't play the gig, there's no sick pay, there's no holiday pay. So that's a bit rough. If I want to take a holiday, have a break, there's no income. So that was something that's kind of missing. And then the other thing is you want to have freedom. Like certain days, you're actually a little bit burnt out from teaching. You just want to have a break, right? And you want to have freedom to go, you know what? I'm not going to work today, and I still want to get paid though. But I didn't have that. I didn't have that freedom, because I didn't really, even though I worked for myself, what I owned was a job, not a business. So that again got me thinking as well. And then the final thing was around the cool experiences, and looking at, that teacher, that person, Martin, was doing the same thing year after year. And I wanted to do bigger things, cooler things, experience different stuff. So the solution that came to me with my skill sets and passions was, why don't I take my private drumming business, and instead of it just being me teaching on my own, let's turn it into a music school. And so I started with Good Time Drum Academy, that was the name of the school, and so the whole idea was like you got to have a good time and have good timing. It started as a drum school, and I got one of my top students who was about to go off to university to be a second teacher. He picked up the waiting list of about 15, 16 students, and so now we had my 30 and his 15, we got 45. That's amazing. And then over that first year, that grew pretty quickly up to about 60. So we both had a lot of students. Then the next year we added 2 more drum teachers because the waiting list had got even bigger. And we started doing little concerts for students. So that was exciting. And so now we've got 4, 5 teachers teaching the drums. And then someone who was running a piano studio with 40 or 50 students said, hey, I'm going to be moving out of town. Would you like to buy my client list and add piano to your school? And I thought, wow, that could work. We've got a lot of parents, asking if we do piano as well. And so we asked all the other students that we had, hey, would you be interested in piano? Or do you have a brother and sister that's interested in piano? And there was a lot of yeses. And this little school came with about 40 students. So we bought that very cheaply, added it in, and then we changed Good Time Drum Academy to Good Time Music Academy. And so now we had piano and drums. And just over time it just grew. We added guitar and bass and singing and band classes and percussion groups and choirs and big concerts, and it just snowballed and grew and grew and grew. And I obviously had to figure out how to build a business properly. And I went from being just a private drum teacher, like many people, teaching, 30 students, playing gigs, to then having this large music school over many years with 2,000 students coming every week, big flash building, winning some pretty cool awards, the Young Business Person of the Year award before I turned 30, a local hero medal in the New Zealander of the Year competition. I'm based in New Zealand, and so we did that. We won that for all the charitable work we were able to do, because we not only had a lot more money coming in, we had all the freedom, we're creating jobs, changing kids' lives, all the things that I wanted to do on a bigger scale. And this might be you want to do things on a bigger scale. And when you've got more money coming in, and you've got a bit more freedom, well, you have the time available to do some cool charitable things that you want to do, and you have the money coming in to be able to fund them. And once you start doing that, other people want to get on board and they want to fund people. And so we didn't just build the school that was doing more than 7 figures revenue every year. We also raised, over the period of our music school running, which still runs today, I just don't run it anymore, we've raised over $1 million in free music tuition for kids that can't afford it. So it's pretty cool. And so everything that I learnt growing my music school from the beginning to where it is today, I've put into a resource down below. There's a link, and you can go check it out at buildamusicschool.com. You can grab a free trial and literally access everything that will help you. You probably don't want to go to 2,000 students, but you might want to go from 30 or 20 to 100, or you might want to get your first admin person to help you out so you get some of your life and freedom back. Or you might want to get 1 or 2 teachers so that you can teach half as many students and still make the same income and teach them to be great teachers like you are. Wherever you're at, this will show you how to do it 10 times faster and easier, and you'll be part of a community with hundreds of incredible music school owners from all over the world. So check us out, buildamusicschool.com, or there'll be a link down below maybe, and think about what you could do if you want to step out of just being, like I did, the private teacher, one-on-one, and do something bigger, because I really encourage you that it might be really scary for you to do, but if you can get the right support, like myself and our team, to help you, and the community of people that are doing it, who are a few steps beyond you, you can go so much further than you ever thought possible. And so we'd love to see you reach those new heights that you perhaps didn't even believe were possible. So there's a little bit about my story. If you enjoy this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and there's lots of videos on this channel and our pages where you can learn more about how to go from a solo teacher to building a successful school that gives you a lot more of your time back, a lot more money, a lot less stressful to run, and you have a whole lot more fun. See you in the next video.